everyone, welcome back to our channel. We're the Movie Couple. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And this is our non-spoiler review for Missing. June's mother disappears while on vacation in Colombia. She searches for answers, but she's miles away in Los Angeles. Using the latest technology at her fingertips, she tries to find her mother before it's too late. Okay, so before we get into this review, this is one of the movies, we do this a couple times a year, and because we react to trailers so often that sometimes it's nice to go into a movie without seeing a trailer. So we didn't do a trailer reaction for this one, but we also we're pretty confident going into this one because this is by the same people who brought you the movie Searching with John Cho.
And if you guys have not seen that movie, it is a phenomenal movie. I loved how it was done, and I love just the suspense and the way that they told the story through social media posts and through different cameras that we have all around us all the time. And this movie follows that filmmaking process very close. It's by the same people.
It's by the same people, so they do utilize a lot of the same method as the first one. So if you haven't seen Searching, we're not going to spoil that for you. You should definitely watch it. John Cho's performance is phenomenal. And the way they filmed it, it's not through your typical, usual film cameras, whatever it is that they may be using, rigs and whatnot. It's through very accessible things like an iPhone, an iMac camera, FaceTime, using text message threads, Facebook posts, security cameras, and etc. So we knew that this movie, since it's by the same people, and it's kind of in like the same universe, though it is not a follow-up to Searching, but it exists in the same way where it's different people but similar
film
methods of and story.
And honestly, that's what really drew me more into this. I was like, okay, that's all I know about this movie. I didn't really even know exactly who was in it. I didn't really know any of the storyline. I did not see any of the trailer. And I have to admit, just knowing the film style and the concept is very, very interesting to go into a movie knowing so little.
And as far as performances go, we've got Nia Long and Storm Reid, in the lead. So if you just take a look at the cast, you already know that we were going to get really good performances. So I wanted to see this time around what was going to be different that's going to set them apart from Searching. And in this movie, while still kind of using the similar methods of filming. So with that said, they do use social media a lot, and they kind of flipped it differently. So in Searching, it's, to give you a little spoiler warning for Searching here, it's a father looking for his daughter. In this one, they did flip it, and it's a daughter looking for her mother, but they've gone international this time, in a way. So it's really interesting to see, and I kind of do like that they have June, played by Storm Reid, being the one searching for her mom, because she just, I feel like with all the, the younger people these days, I sound so old saying that, oh, God.
I know. That is something about this movie, is that it did kind of make me go, oh yeah, 2000, there's a part of this movie that I'm like, 2008. Oh, that's not too, oh no, wait, that's okay. That's 16 years ago.
Yeah, so for someone like June, who's, I believe, Gen X, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the latest generation.
Oh wait, is that it? No, I think let's not get into that.
Whichever one. She is very aware of the social medias, the TikToks, how to use certain things. So she was being very smart about that. So that's interesting to watch, as opposed to with Searching. John Cho had a little bit of a tougher time because he's a little bit older. So for technology,
oh yeah, he was out of his.
He's a little bit more. Yes, exactly. So it's interesting to see that, and I think that gave this movie a lot more to do.
Yeah, and also in this movie, it really did focus a little bit more on the mystery of it. Because there were actually, in this movie, there's a lot of twists and turns, and a lot of red herrings, and a lot of tricks and cons, and where the first one was pretty much they are searching for this individual.
Yes.
So I really thought that taking a nice, you know, it's the same film style, but they're taking it kind of in a different direction. They took it in a little bit more of a mystery kind of. I don't want to say too much, because I really don't want to ruin it. But I think taking it just a little step to the side on what kind of mystery it is really helped this movie move forward.
Yes. One of the criticisms, like literally the only criticism that I have that made this movie feel a little bit less believable. I mean, it is pretty, you know, I would say for Searching, that was a lot more grounded. For Missing, they definitely amplified a little bit more, taking it international, making the story bigger. There's a lot more mysteries and plot twists and things like that. But in order to track down someone who you're looking for, one of the things that they do, and they do this in Searching as well, is to try to crack the password for the people you're looking for, or the people that are involved, to get clues and hints where they were last at, and etc. And so they obviously utilize the same method in this movie. But there's this one character, and you'll understand why we're saying this after you see the movie. So if you hear this now, you're like, that's an interesting thing for you guys to be nitpicking on. Just hear us out, go see the movie, and then think about it. There is a password that she is trying to crack, and she eventually does it, and then this person's account whose password she cracked is one of those people who uses the same like email account.
It's very convenient.
It's very convenient considering the circumstances of this. It's out of, in my opinion, it's out of the character. It's out of character for this person to have been using the same email and password across the board.
And I do have to admit, it wasn't, I mean, during the movie, none of this really bothers you. I mean, there might be that one little thing. You're enjoying the movie, you're involved. It's after the movie, when you start thinking about it, and there's a couple little things that you're like, you start poking holes in just a few of the, well, wait a second, this kind of wouldn't really have worked. That's kind of convenient. But while you're watching it, it is still fun. The performances are amazing. Like, I have to admit, Storm Reid, she carries this movie on her shoulders.
Yes, she does.
And it is impressive on just the different emotional levels she takes, the intensities, and everyone does a really good job on their performances.
And I'll say this is something I loved about Searching, and they did it again with this one, is that you forget you're watching the actors being filmed through an iMac, or like a webcam, or the Ring, or a security camera, or whatever other things, social medias and things like that. And they kind of do also poke fun at, like, for society, what some people, not people as in individuals, but
other forms of social media.
Other forms of social media and content, what they do to capitalize on certain tragedies. Like, you'll see that kind of definitely touched on in this film as well. So it's very current, and I really feel like the writers and the directors understand, and they really like research this, like, what's the human nature of way going about this, and if this character is this age, what would the reaction be versus what John Cho's reaction would have been in Searching. So they made a lot of really distinct choices, and I like that about this movie. So with that said, we're gonna go ahead and give our rating. And if you want to check out the movie couple rating, it is listed in the video description below.
I thought this movie was enjoyable. I like the concept of using social media, besides telling it through, you know, your stereotypical, but your traditional way of filming a movie. And they actually do a good job on switching back and forth. I thought there were some points to where it does kind of slow down, and there's some parts where you're kind of like, this isn't quite as believable as, like, say, Searching, but it's still an enjoyable movie. The performances are great. I'm going to give it a matinee it.
Nice. I really enjoyed the performances. When I saw the cast, I was like, oh, we're in for a good time. And on top of that, we both really enjoyed Searching. So I think for me, the expectation was actually already pretty high going in, and it was entertaining. I had a good time. I have a couple of, you know, little criticisms for the film that I've kind of already talked about. Well, I talked about one of them. The other ones I can't talk about because it would be considered spoilers, so I can't. But it was really enjoyable, and it's always, I think for the audience, it's entertaining to be able to follow along and trying to also crack the, like, you know, we do this when
you want to guess. You're like, this is what happened.
Yeah, when you're watching true crime stuff. So it's something that you kind of involuntarily do, and it's a good time, and my rating for this movie is check it out. And that is it for our non-spoiler review for Missing. It'll be in theaters on January 20th, so make sure you check it out. And let us know your thoughts on the movie in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.